Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Players Earner YouTube channel. Death, taxes, and Real Madrid in the Champions League. There are certainties in life, and they've done it once again. Real getting through against Manchester City, 4-3 on penalties, 4-4 in aggregate in the end. But what a game we were treated to last night. A different type game to what we saw in the first leg. But nonetheless, control, Real Madrid heritage almost in that game there, the way they played that football. And I think Thierry Henry said it well. In a game of football, you have to score goals, but you also have to defend. And across the two legs, the defensive security and performances of Real Madrid was just sublime. And I'll get into some individual players who stood out, but it was their defensive concreteness at the back. Their last shot on target and their only shot on target came in the goal from Rodrigo in the 12th minute. A real great counter-attacking style of football, stretching the Real Madrid backline, belling him into Vinicius, into Rodrigo, who scored on his second chance at the goal. And from there on in, it was all City. City had 33 shots in this game, 9 of which on target, 70% possession. But I guess out to the goal and maybe 1 or 2 other chances, never felt like Man City could score a goal, get that really clear-cut opportunity. Like the Carvajal, Rudiger, Nacho at the back. They felt like Man City did what he had to in terms of covering for pace and a counter-attacking style. And they just forced Man City to really play slow and really have to play the extra pass and block shots, get in the way, clear balls. It was just a fantastic defensive performance from Real Madrid. And this is why they're the team of the Champions League. This is why I have all that aura. Because while Pep's working really hard and produced a great side, who played great football, Ancelotti set his team up to be hard to beat, right? Don't beat us. We're going to go to one of the hardest places to win. No team has won there now in 42 games, I believe. Real Madrid didn't even win there, but they come out with the result in the end of the day, right? They ground out for 120 minutes and made it almost impossible for City to get anything easy. The real easy chance fell to De Bruyne and he scored it in the 75th minute. But just a ridiculous performance from Real Madrid. Fair play to Man City. They were very solid in both these legs here. You could say the better side, but as I said in my prediction video, you just cannot rule Real Madrid out. Everyone was saying Man City will go through easy. Man City will win this. They took a draw away from home. They'll go and win this tie. But the Champions League and Real Madrid, big games and Real Madrid, back against the wall and Real Madrid. I always back Real Madrid in. You just have to accept it. And I've got to talk about a different video, but everyone talks about the Premier League being the best league in the world, and you might be right. But when it comes down to it, we look at the Champions League here. There is no Premier League team in a semi-final. The Premier League, 2 best Premier League teams went down to 2 teams. But Bayern at their probably worst they've been in a decade. And Real Madrid away from home getting the job done against the best Man City team, the best Premier League team we've got to offer in the last maybe 20 years. So with all that chat being said, I think we still need to appreciate these teams from abroad, basically, because a lot of the attention goes to the Premier League. That's where all the money, the vision is on. But we still got to appreciate what this Real Madrid team's about, especially this guy here, Andre Lunin, the third choice keeper from Real Madrid. But me and Nathan have said, and we've hyped him up a lot on the podcast on the Thursday episodes, that he's been a massive player for Real Madrid this season. Crucial saves at crucial moments. An important player that continues to perform. He hasn't really had a bad performance yet. I think you could probably touch on the first leg as one of his poorest performances, making that mistake for the Bernardo Silva goal. But in this game here, obviously the penalty shootout was ridiculous, but the 25-year-old was superb. A 9.7 match rating, crucial efforts, 8 massive saves, 2 penalty saves, 72 touches on the ball, pass actually around the 70 to 80% mark as well. Ridiculous. And I think the stat was read out last night, 10 penalty saves from 26 attempts on him. So he's a penalty stopper, a big-time clutch player, and it just gave me that Courtois vibe. Obviously, he's playing under Courtois. He was third choice there. Obviously, Kepa Arrizabalaga as well, who came in. But in the absence of Courtois, in Kepa's sort of poor performances, he has stepped up for Real Madrid this season and has been a backbone back there. A real solid figure in La Liga. Massive saves in some of the big games against Atletico Madrid in the Cup. Against some of the lower teams like Valencia, Mallorca, where they were struggling, Almeria, where they were struggling early on versus Almeria. But he's made these big saves that keep Real Madrid in games. And because he doesn't get the attention because it's La Liga and it's the Spanish Cup, no one recognises that this is what Andre Lunin has been doing this season, making these massive saves, being this core backbone, a part of this really great back line that no one really notices. But this is another feather in his cap on one of the biggest stages to go and do it. And as I said, it just reminded me of a Thibaut Courtois type performance for Real Madrid, where Real Madrid are defending, they're sitting in deep, they're absorbing pressure. They have no right to keep this team out, but they do. And then it leads on to the other players. Carvajal gets a yellow card early in the first half. He then produced one of the great performances on Grealish and Doku when they both were playing. Didn't give them much quarter. Forced crosses to be difficult under pressure. Didn't allow them to spin in behind. The smart fouls we needed to foul. Very, very compact when City had a lot of possession. Superb. Look at Nacho, the captain, the centre-back. Almost put the ball in his own net, but clears it off the line. Dealt with Haaland for much of the game. Solid in the air. Very cool, calm, and collected in possession. As I said, Ferland Mendy, a solid performance. Probably not the best out of the back four, but the best for me, and probably the man over the two legs, the man of the two-legged affair, was Antonio Rudiger. Wow. And it was just poetic that he scored the winning penalty. He has been fabulous in these two legs here. Sort of a lone figure at times in this Real Madrid backline with so many injuries, ins and outs, lack of fitness, performances, availability. He has been there for a lot of this season. The former Chelsea Champions League winner produced one of those great performances yet again, shutting down Haaland, obviously scoring the winning penalty, being so solid, winning all of his duels there at the back as well. And whenever you felt like Man City were through on goal, had a chance to shoot, it was normally Rudiger in the way to create the block or close the space or force an extra pass. And he was just, for me, showed why he's one of the best centre-backs in world football. And when you get him alongside Ellen Militao, when he would be fit, even next to Nacho here, that formation and the combination they've built up there, it's just fabulous. And I think Bellingham said in the post-match press conference, Ancelotti just gives these players confidence. He gives them freedom. And that's why they're so hard to beat. You see, early on, they were actually quite at Man City. Obviously, they got the counter-attack goal, but they were quite aggressive in the first 10 to 20 minutes. But then for the next 100 minutes, they sat in and were so solid defensively, able to play one-touch passes out from the back line to get into midfield, to get small breaks away from the Man City barrage. Looked like some Toni Kroos with massive performances. Aurelien Tchouameni will not get talked about because of what Jude Bellingham did, but his first leg performance, I think, was really, really good despite paying that yellow card there. He was tough to beat. And then Camavinga stepped up in this leg here and was that tough, energetic midfielder that was helping Bellingham out. Obviously, Bellingham gets all the plaudits. He went up and down. He was there all game, filling in, pressing high, dropping back. But the player behind him there, Toni Kroos and then Camavinga, those two were fabulous. Having to close down spaces, run their guts out in their game. They're consistently contested like De Bruyne, who was pushing on into more forward areas. Phil Foden, if he drifted more central, closing him down, stopping probably the best holding midfielder in the world, Rodri as well. So fabulous midfield effort. Obviously, I'm not going to touch on Bellingham because he's got all the plaudits. He will continue to get the plaudits. But for me, so underrated what Camavinga did especially, and then the experience of Toni Kroos there back as well. Obviously, Rodrigo, once again, is the villain for Man City. He always seems to pop up in his big games. Vinicius was shut down by Walker, so it had to be Rodrigo to pop up for the goal. Again, the outlet, such an important presence for them, the pace he gets in behind, and a very important finish early in that game that gave the platform from Real Madrid there. And it now just means they are through to another semi-final. I just had the stats here, really. 5 block shots, 4 clearances, 88% pass accuracy. Just fabulous from Antonio Rudiger. For me, probably the man of the of the quarterfinals in many regards. He was, across 2 legs, the most fabulous player and gave a glorious and triumphant side of what defending can be. It really made it look really nice. He makes defending look so easy at times, the way he closes space and blocks shots and puts his body in the line, and almost could have scored a winner at the end of the first half of extra time there. I don't know how he ended up in that position, but fair play to him as well. So as I said, Real Madrid then go through on penalties 4-3. Bernardo Silva misses a penalty. Kovacic misses a penalty. 2 smart saves from Lunin. The second one, obviously, from the Kovacic. Great down low, solid hand. And the first one, the courage to stay standing up for Bernardo Silva. Obviously, there was some research on the internet. Bernardo Silva must have known and got told to go down the middle. But Lunin just stood his ground. He caught it. It made Bernardo Silva look a bit of a mug in that performance there. But once again, Jude Bellingham, a calm penalty. And then the winner from Antonio Rudiger, that penalty. Under a lot of pressure, the centre-back to step up and take it and slot it in the corner. Fabulous job. And they go through 4-3 on penalties to face Bayern Munich in a gigantic semi-final affair. Bayern are going to be switched on. They've had a poor season, very, very poor. But when it comes down to it, like Real Madrid, in a semi-final in a Champions League format, they will be up for it. And a chance to go to Wembley as well. Real Madrid, they could do a bit of a poor man's treble with the Super Cup alongside the league and then the Champions League. I said they'd win a treble this season. Didn't know it would be through this sort of format, but I'd absolutely back them in yet again. I always had them as favourites for the Champions League because of these sort of games. Because when there's any team back against the wall, I do not trust anyone more than Real Madrid, than Ancelotti. they're the leaders like Carvajal and Nacho and Rudiger and Bellingham. They play almost the best when no one believes in them. And I think it was just incredible how probably 5-10% max, probably 5% of people probably had Real Madrid going through in that tie there. But I just find it just beyond me that no one can believe in this unit, can believe in what Ancelotti has done now. One of the most winningest Champions League managers who's seen it all. This Real Madrid team, it might be a bit of a new iteration, but there's still the same faces there. The Modric, the Krooses, the Nachos, the Carvajals. And you got a new star now in Lunin there. He's made himself the hero of the night. But fabulous performance. Fair play to Man City. They produced their best effort. But sometimes the best effort isn't enough against this Real Madrid team. They own the Champions League. And they've got to be favourites now, I think, with the sort of weaker other side of the draw. With Bayern Munich, a famous win last night, but not really at their best. I think it's Real Madrid to win now with the performance that they've got. Once again, a fabulous performance. A real gritty, grimy type, aura-based performance. We talk about aura. This is what the aura is built off. These sort of games here, going away to the Etihad and getting a tough penalty shootout win. They'll face Bayern Munich in the semi-finals. Another ridiculous Champions League night. I just wish they put the games in separate times so we could see both these games at the same time, because watching at the same time is making it hard. I didn't see much of the other Bayern game, but this one caught my eye and had me hooked from minute one. Incredible from Real Madrid. I cannot say any more superlatives to support how good this team has been. With that being said, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the Champions League action. Obviously, a little bit of a break now before the semi-finals, but if you did, please smash a like on this video. Subscribe to the Players Zone channel for more content like this. Press that post notification bell so you know when we upload videos or podcasts as well. We're on the road to 500 subscribers for the Euros and the end of the club season, so please help us subscribe to the channel. That'd be much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys in a video or podcast very, very soon. And until next time, guys, see you later.